They want to eliminate what they call the deep state. The deep state is a cadre of professionals dedicated to honoring the Constitution, the laws of this country, and carrying out the policies of the Congress and the President. The deep.
Isn't that interesting? We now know who the deep state is. We've discovered that an enormously overweighted percentage of government elected officials who take money from a foreign nation, bureaucrats, staffers, judges, they all seem to be the deep state and have the same thing in mind. You know who they are. I know who they are. They're being exposed. In fact, you know what? We're not exposing them. They're exposing themselves. They're exposing themselves. Just incredible. They'll pay themselves while denying you. They'll reward themselves while by denying you. Here's a fun social media example. This is a magazine. Luckily, it's not a GUN. But if I were to hold up a GUN, guess what? They would kill this video instantly. They would stop it. Literally. But you know what I did last night? Last night, I spent, I think, 8 minutes trying to watch a video on the M1911, a 45 ACP. It was a video created by an acceptable mainstream entertainment source. It had 5 fucking commercials. You know what I couldn't do? I couldn't cancel or skip any of them. They got 5 mainstream commercials. I'm sure that's big money. While they showed people pointing guns at each other, war footage of people getting shot, talking and glamorizing everything about, well, the M1911 and the German Luger, comparing the two from World War II. But, if I do it, it's a threat, it's bad. It's sensationalizing something. It's the hypocrisy, folks. The stupidity. It is too dumb. Except it's Thursday. And that's why I call this one Too Dumb Thursday. Let's talk about a lot of the too dumb that's going on out there. I want your questions, comments, thoughts below. And okay, we already got it started. Here we go. Questions, comments, thoughts, predictions, prognostications galore into the comments. I'll get you on here on the show. Tomorrow, by the way, is the Free for All Friday. But let's get into this Too Dumb Thursday. President Trump of the United States of America, who is not a servant of Israel, who hasn't made the United States government and military a vassal state to Israel. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The lie alarm. Right, okay, so Trump says this. Israel hit a small part of Iran's South Pars gas field. Iran has wrongfully responded by attacking Qatar's LNG facility, which I think is now going to be down for like 5 years. They spent like, it was like $7 billion building this thing. And they said they have $5 billion in damage. Who knew? Well, I'm sorry about that, Qatar, but you allowed you have allowed the United States government and military to set up a base to protect you. And then they use that base to launch offensive strikes against another country. So that other country sees you, Qatar, as a vassal of the United States, which is a vassal of Israel. Therefore, you're not just a proxy. You're not just a base. You're a willing accomplice to the crimes committed by your strategic, economic, and military partners. This is too bad, Qatar. Now, I will say this. Iran, I think, understands that the people of these various countries are not at fault. It's their governments. The same way Iran has said, the United States, death to America, they say. But it's the United States government in Washington, D.C. that is the problem, not people like you and me, regular citizens, right? We're not the problem. But Trump continues and says to Iran about responding and just devastating Qatar's liquid natural gas LNG facility. He says, no more attacks or America will massively blow up the entire South Pars oil fields, right, with a power Iran has never seen before. And I thought, okay, more threats. So the United States attacks Iran because Israel attacked Iran. Iran defends itself by causing damage to the United States, Israel, and their proxy states that are hosting United States and Israel militaries, countries that are harming Iran. Iran defends itself. So Trump, like a good Israeli firster that he is, claims that the United States and Israel are victims in all of this. Doesn't it sound like that's what he's trying to say? We were attacked. Well, you attacked. What do you expect? I am I was born in the United States of America. I am a free man. I'm an American. I served in the military. But I'm not so fucking retarded I can't see what's going on. I am a patriot. I am not selling out our country and our military and having American men killed. American servicemen, which includes women. I'm not having them killed to serve the genocidal conquest that Israel is putting out there. So Trump claims that they're all victims. And Iran is outrageously evil for responding with violence to the violence they've received. And what was that violence? Oh, they were attacked for not having nuclear weapons. Well, they claim that they were attacked for having them, but they haven't used them. Anyways, folks, it is that time of day, that time of year, that time of whatever. It's just stupid. I mean, get this. You want some more stupid? Let's see if this is too dumb for you to handle. It's fucking retard circus. And they're all spinning hoops, keeping the whole world entertained with their just ridiculous retardation. And we are now in an idiocracy and bizarro land. Ukraine. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm not going to pretend like we don't know who the fuck it is. Ukraine has now struck a gas pipeline from Russia going into Turkey with a drone bomb, which supplies 20 to 30% of Turkey's energy. Now, Turkey tried working in the peace process with Ukraine and Russia. We all know that there's no peace because Ukraine's not going to quit. So with respect to this gas pipeline terrorist attack that directly impacts Turkey, its people, its economy, Turkey knows exactly who did it. And guess what? They're probably contemplating joining Russia. I mean, well, maybe they'll join the side of the terrorists who just attacked them, right? Not likely. Remember, Turkey is the biggest military in all of NATO, with the exception of the United States of America. Turkey, on the continent of Europe, is the largest military force with respect to service members as well as weapons. Turkey could leave NATO. Turkey could join Russia and BRICS. In fact, I think someone actually put something up here. That would be Diving Frog says, John, Germany has stated that they are leaving NATO. Interesting. I need to look that up and see if it's true or not. But it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of countries are getting sick and tired of NATO. They're getting sick and tired of the European Union. They're getting sick and tired of the suicidal white replacement, civilization replacement that's being foisted on them by none other than our little buddies who like to wear funny hats. So I think a lot of people have kind of asked this question. And maybe it bears repeating just because. Why do I do what I do here? Freedom is not free. We are all charged, I believe, by the Almighty with defending freedom and ourselves and future generations. That's our responsibility. And if we don't stand up and do something about it, we've failed. We've abrogated our responsibility. How can we shout to hold politicians, law enforcement, lawyers, everyone else accountable when we don't hold ourselves accountable? So what is it that we can do? We can show courage and we can engage in the fight to maintain, obtain, restore freedom, and of course, our constitutional republic. Now, what does it take to do that? Well, it takes courage. Freedom isn't free, and courage also has a price. There is risk involved. Courage is needed to defend freedom. Refusing to bring out your courage. Refusing courage disarms you, and it strengthens the enemy. So I want to compel people. I want to inspire people to find your courage and reinvigorate it. Courage actually disables fear and throws it away. Courage allows us all to do what the average and weak-minded cannot. History has selected its heroes, big and small. Right? This is not to point out that some people are weak, but rather to encourage everyone to accept their part, their duty, find your courage, speak your truth, and defend liberty for yourself and your family and everyone. It's just, that's why I do what I do. That's why I do what I do. Questions, comments, thoughts down below. Ooman is lurking about, but he's not here as the moderator. So everyone, let's encourage Ooman to battle through the troubles he's having. But I'll tell you what, we're going to get him back soon. Hopefully sooner than later. We miss them all greatly. Now, we got more. Right now, we're looking at a potential nuclear war in Iran. Now, Trump came out, and for the second time today, and for the second time overall, is threatening a nuclear weapons attack. Trump is threatening to finish off Iran. And he wants Asia, meaning China, and NATO, when the fuck did Iran and the Indian Ocean be part of the North Atlantic Treaty's responsibility? But he says, let's let Asia and NATO be responsible for the Strait of Hormuz. Here is Trump's exit plan, I guess. Let's see. You start the war. You fuck up Iran's infrastructure. You let Israel bomb everyone and make enemies of the United States with their actions by involving us in this throughout the entire Middle East. The United States of America no longer gets cheap, reliable supply of oil. Israel is left to conquer the rest of the Middle East for their Greater Israel Project. Trump obeyed his Chabad Lubavitch masters. He has destroyed the United States of America's reputation. He's destroyed the United States of America's energy supply line. He's destroyed the United States of America's political system and our trade relations globally. That's Trump's exit plan. Mission accomplished, I guess. And thanks, Israel. You truly are our greatest ally. And by the way, the Kalergi Greater Israel Project moves forward. And the United States government in Washington, D.C. will await future demands to serve its Israelis who are our masters, right? Our military masters, our moral masters, our religious masters, they would say. I think everyone has figured it out. It's being exposed, everyone. It's being exposed tremendously. Joe Kent, huge in the news, right? Joe Kent. Hey there, Mr. Uman. Joe Kent, former director of counterterrorism for the Central Intelligence Agency under Tulsi Gabbard, right? He is now under FBI investigation for allegedly leaking classified information. Trust me, if he had, he would already be under arrest. So I don't believe it for a fucking second. I don't believe it for a fucking second. But we do know a couple of pricks who did leak classified information. One is a bitch named Hillary Clinton, who had a government server in the basement of her house that was unsecured and was being offered and opened and made available to the Chinese. Wow. How about those piece of shit Ukrainians? What was his name? Vindeman. He was an army major in the first Trump White House, leaking information, providing information, giving aid and comfort to the enemy, to the United States government's, adversaries, allies. It doesn't matter. He was leaking. Where was the call for his arrest from the government at large? Nope, fuck it. Let him do what he wants. Leak away. But now they're going to stop it. All of a sudden, what's the common denominator that the Trump Epstein administration and Washington D.C. has? Well, if you oppose what they want, if you criticize the government or Israel or the Israel-U.S. coalition, they'll come after you. Let's see. I think this is wow, that's interesting. I'm going to put that up there. Definitely. Okay. Let's see. Charlie Kirk. He actually had contact and was a civilian voice in the White House. He was, assassinated. Let's see who else. Was beloved. Tucker Carlson hung out with Trump. Now he's considered a traitor by the Trump administration, the Trump Epstein administration. Pardon me, please. I need to give full credit where credit is due. The Trump Chabad Epstein administration. Yeah. Let's see, who else? Who else was inside the Trump administration working with Trump to try and make America great until he got in the way? Oh, yeah. Elon Musk. Elon Musk has, I think, been taken to the woodshed slightly as well, at the very least. Let's see, who else? Candace Owens, of course. How dare you look into the investigation? How dare you look into the and look for investigating Charlie Kirk's assassination? Oh, by the way, Joe Kent also was involved in trying to start the investigation and was told by the FBI, Kash Patel, to stand down. Everybody who has an opinion that differs from the Trump Chabad Epstein administration gets targeted for investigation and arrest. Fuck these people. There is a huge push right now, I believe it's in the United States Senate, to make anti-Semitism a crime. What is anti-Semitism? Anti-Semitism is whatever the ADL says, the Anti-Defamation League. While they crucify white people, if you say it's okay to be white, that's anti-Semitism. Really? It's okay to look like me as anti-Semitic? Fuck you, people. You see, I've read enough of their articles. I've read enough of Israelis and Jews and all of these Chabad Lubavitch people calling for our death, our sacrifice, our destruction, our impoverishment, our enslavement to them. Done with it. Done with it. Done with their little special cultural, moral, destructive devices. The LGBTQ pedophile network is based off of Jewish Talmudic principles. I feel sorry for all of the old Torah-style Jews. They're going to get lumped in with the rest of these crazy, psychopathic, satanic fucks. It's going to be awful. It's going to be absolutely awful. Yeah, there's this thing inside the Constitution. It's called the First Amendment. It's called free fucking speech. But they want to try and violate the free speech. Let's see, Marbury versus Madison, United States Supreme Court, a very early decision. Any law that violates the Constitution is null and void. It is on its face worthless, never is law. There is no requirement for anyone to enforce or obey a law that violates our rights. And it is fucking well established. Free speech. You bunch of chicken murdering fucks. I tell you. Now, I think making fun of them is a great way to get the point across. Let's continue with this, shall we? A NASCAR driver. I'm not going to say his name. Well, he's been suspended indefinitely because he used his gay voice to mock a driver during a live stream. No mocking allowed by conservatives. You must kiss their asses and worship the faggots. You bet. Only Democrats can mock white people, mock Uncle Tom's, mock Uncle Jose's, mock the Catholics, mock the Protestants, mock everyone. Make fun of us, call for our fucking deaths. You bet. In fact, I think Laura Loomer and others are now violently threatening people. It's getting out of hand. It's coming to a head, folks. It's coming to a head. But their system, their control, their desires are backfiring. They're just fucking backfiring. What the hey? Getting all kinds of emails from people. Questions, comments, thoughts down below, folks. Oh, thank you, Mr. Chin. I appreciate that. These left-wing people are driving free Americans away from them. By left-wingers, I mean left-wing, right-wing, shit-wings, anyone in the government. They're just driving people away from them. Governor Kathy Hochul, Wicked Witch of the East, right? She's the New York governor, is essentially begging people with money who fled out of the state of New York to just come back. You want to know why? To help fund her welfare programs. Hey, Kathy, here's an idea. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Why would anyone pay or want to pay more taxes and then subject themselves to the crap that New York, Illinois, Minnesota, California, Oregon, Washington, the number of states is getting a lot bigger. Well, it's because the illegals need more than our own people need. It is unbelievable what these people are pushing. I mean, shit, even in the state of Florida, it's now been revealed, not once, but twice, our governor, Ron DeSantis, has flown to Israel to sign legislation making anti-Semitism criminal, punishing anti-Semitism. That fat fuck fine, the Hebrew hammer, it's more like the He-Blue hammer. That guy is trying to make it a crime to distribute anti-Semite flyers, propaganda, paperwork. It's incredible what these fucking people are up to. They know no limits. They're going to come after all of us. This channel used to be just about getting prepped, but even back then it was considered controversial. But is this channel truly controversial? What is controversial about talking about what is going on in Ukraine or Iran or Gaza? What is controversial about talking about what is being done in Washington, what is being done in schools against our children? Why is that controversial? I think we've done the right thing. We're pointing out what other people are doing and asking everyone else. Good, bad, legal, illegal. right? But we're 100% controversial. You know what? I'll wear it like a fucking badge of honor. Fucking anyone can talk about worthless bullshit like sports. I love sports, but who gives a fuck? Well, is that controversial? No, it's safe. That's safe. Kittens with balls of yarn, that's safe. You know what I could do? I could put war footage of Israel just lighting off their cannons and launching missiles and talking about how cool they are. How much you want to bet that on the Prepared Mind channel would be fully funded? If I was pro-Israel, pro-Chabad Lubavitch, pro-genocide, pro-self-defense for Israel, this channel would have 1 million fucking subscribers. Yeah. Diving Frog says, John, it's only controversial to those who are the creators of the problems. You see, you're not allowed to notice. You're not allowed to comment. You're not allowed to have your own opinion, right? The U.S. government, the Trump Epstein Chabad administration, or is it the Trump Chabad Epstein administration? I don't know anymore. It's hard to tell. I don't know who's right. You oppose them, you're a bad guy. You oppose Israel, you're a bad guy. You oppose them committing genocide, you're a bad guy. You talk about how they believe they're God's chosen, the Chosenites, you're the bad guy. Right? You know who's running the country when you find out who you are not allowed to criticize. Unfortunately, fuckwads, Constitution. King George tried that shit. Yeah. It's unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. So I'm going to continue to criticize those who criticize and hurt our country. Once again, folks, Israel's fucked everyone up. Trump has announced that Israel, quote, violently lashed out at Iran and hit their gas fields. And Trump claims that the United States, Trump himself, knew nothing of the attack. And he stated, no more attacks will be made by Israel. I call bullshit on Trump because you know what? What I just read to you was news hours ago. And since then, he's come out and threatened nuclear annihilation. Folks, Israel has completely violated the trust of the American people, apparently the people of Europe. They've committed genocide. They committed war crimes. They bombed schools and hospitals and children indiscriminately. And when you do that, hell, double tap them with more missiles when people show up to pull the injured, the sick, and children out of the rubble. Right? Israel has lied about the nuclear weapons threat that Iran posed. They had their Chabad Lubavitch mouthpiece, Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, by the way. What a great in to have to the president of the United States. His son-in-law. Let's use him. Wow, the Israelis are not transparent, are they? Nope, well, actually they are. We can see everything now. But Trump says he's going to stop them. He's going to control Israel. He's going to contain them. And we're supposed to believe that bullshit? Israel is Trump's master. This is terrifying. It's fucking terrible. We, America, elected him to make America great again. What part of completely draining our systems of national defense? How is that good for America? How does that make America great again? Well, we're going to spend $200 billion. That's what they're asking for. $200 billion, the military. Pete Hegseth, as far as I'm concerned, is not completely fucking sold out. I don't know what Tulsi Gabbard is up to. She's flipped and flopped. She said Iran has never posed a threat. It's incredible. It's absolutely fucking incredible. What do you guys want to talk about? Get it in the questions and comments. Give me your thoughts, your predictions. Give me your smart-ass comments and your jokes and your humor. I don't care. Just it's best to do all caps. Makes it easier for me. It's fascinating. Israel keeps doing whatever they want, making huge demands on the president. We want to go after Iran. Trump's like, we're not doing that. And then the next day, Trump's like, we're doing that. Starts sending our warships over. The rest of the Middle East is pissed off, folks. They're getting bombed by Iran for hosting the United States military in their countries. I believe that's over. Now, having said that, this popped up as good news from James Nicholson. He says, hey, the United Arab Emirates has confirmed that their $1.2 trillion investment in the United States again today. They've confirmed that they're going to give $1.2 trillion. Or did they confirm they're going to pull it? Yeah, because it would seem that the more the United Arab Emirates gets hit by Iranian missiles for the absolute retarded move the United States has made. Crazy business, folks. Crazy freaking business. Good golly, folks. I'm going to do an official switch. Before I do that, Trump is not going to stop Israel. He's going to continue to obey and do as he's told. He's going to continue to be extorted over the Epstein files, the rape files, the molestation files, the pedophiles, the fucking satanic cannibalism. He's going to continue to do what he says. He's going to pretend like he's in charge, but he's going to do what they're said. Israel is Trump's master. They do what they want. Trump is their apologist. Trump is their scapegoat. Trump is their muscle. He's the guy behind the bullies, right? Bully will stand up and scream and yell and make everyone else feel bad, right? They usually don't fight their fights. Anyways, Trump is Trump's their bitch. It's all there is to it. All right, let's see what you guys want to talk about. And kabam, let's see. This is from Chin Music. He says, don't forget the recently pardoned Jonathan Pollard. This was months ago, but it's fresh in my mind. I bet most of you have no idea who Jonathan Pollard is, and you guys are pretty damn well informed. Jonathan Pollard is an Israeli spy. He should have been hung by his neck until he's dead for spying on the United States of America. Jonathan Pollard, if he was an American citizen, I don't know if he was ever an American citizen, but he's an Israeli. Oh, yeah, he's an Israeli. Got caught spying. Should have been killed for it, executed. President Trump pardoned him. Jonathan Pollard got on a jet, flew to Israel, got off the jet, and I remember the footage. First thing he did was kiss the holy soil of Chabad Lubavitch. Then he stood up and shook hands with King Bibi Netanyahu and smiled for the camera. So a spy that was stealing information from the United States of America, a national security threat, Trump allowed to get away. And Israel, through its leader, warmly welcomed him back. Good job. Way to spy on America, our fucking allies, our greatest ally. Way to spy on them, steal their secrets so that we can fuck them over. Yep. Thank you, Jonathan Pollard. Thank you, Israel. And thank you, President Trump. This is an interesting prediction. I think it's interesting. Mr. Diving Frog says, John, if Trump keeps going in the manner he's talking, I don't think he'll make it to the end of his term. If he keeps going in the manner he's taking, I don't think he'll make it to the end of his term. I disagree with you because he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's kissing Israel's ass. He's shining their shoes. He's carrying their water like a bitch. He's expending your treasure. He's expending our national defense. He is now going to risk, and the rumor is still rampant, that island off of Iran is going to be overrun with Marines. He's going to do an amphibious invasion and take an island away from Iran. Possibly, I don't know if he's going to, but that's the threat. Right? He's owned by them. So in a normal, real world, a government would say, hey, executive leadership, why are you doing that? That's bad. So we, as the legislative leadership in the House, are going to impeach you. And then the Senate would say, our Senate leadership sees that the president has been committing acts that border on treason. We need to just remove his dumb ass. And now that the House has impeached him, we are going to try him for the crimes, high crimes and misdemeanors. It's pretty fucking obvious to me. And then remove him. That would be good. Except there's one problem, Mr. Diving Frog. We don't live in that world with responsible leadership. The president, the entire Trump, Chabad, Epstein administration, the entire congressional, meaning House and Senate, the entire congressional Chabad, Epstein legislative group, they're all owned. So they're not going to do their job. They're not going to stop him before the end of his term. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. In a sane world, yes. But we aren't in that world anymore. There was a very interesting comment here. I seem to have lost it. I thought I clicked on it. It had to do with where the hell is it? It had to do with Susie Wiles. Somehow, did it get fucking pulled off? Did YouTube remove it before I had a chance to talk about it? Someone had blind as a bat. Here it is right here. It's not a coinkydink that Susie Wiles, an Israeli Chabad Lubavitch, Israel, one of them people, is Trump's chief of staff. I'm sure she gives him really good information. I'm very upset, folks. We're facing potential nuclear war. We're facing bankruptcy as a nation. We're morally bankrupt because of our leadership at the federal, state, and local level. We're completely screwed. So damn right I'm going to criticize these people based on who they're associated with, because we see what that association is doing around the world. So it's not a coinkydink, says Chin Music, that Susie Wiles, who deserves intense criticism, suddenly announced that she has breast cancer. It's been diagnosed. Please don't criticize this sick lady. She's a victim. Her breast cancer is like another Holocaust. Now, I don't want anyone, folks, to be killed. I don't want Israelis to be killed. I don't want Iranians to be killed. I don't want these people to be killed unless they're fucking terrorists, because that makes them an enemy of all civilization. I mean, I'm not making fun of her because she's sick or she's been diagnosed, interestingly, with breast cancer, but rather, right, I'm making fun of her because they play this fucking victim card every chance they get. Bibi Netanyahu was too sick to stand trial. And you notice that story just kind of went away? That's right. That story just went away, didn't it? You know what I'm talking about? Netanyahu being charged with crimes. Wow. It's not a coinkydink. It's not a coincidence. Yeah. They'll just disappear, folks, when they need to. When they feel threatened, they'll just disappear. Now, this, I think, is a very accurate statement coming from Diving Frog. Diving Frog is extremely vocal today, by the way. Okay. Okay. He says the Zios, meaning the Zionist, Chabadists, Israelists, have no other choice but to go all out mayhem because they know their time is over. You and I will know their time is over if they launch a nuclear weapon at anybody, whether they've got 1 or 3 or 300. It doesn't matter. That's when you know they're done. They would rather blow themselves up and the rest of the world than to admit defeat, admit they're wrong, admit they're Satanists. Actually, they've actually admitted it. Uh-oh. Yeah, Uman is he's checking on in. Good, man. Miss you, buddy. The Zios have no choice. In fact, today, one of these little bearded fucks with a funny hat and a black suit stood up at a podium in front of everybody, and while doing his prayer dance, they're letting us know that their Messiah is going to be here Thursday. Well, today is Thursday. Is it this Thursday or next Thursday? You see, the fake artificial intelligence bullshit plastic banana Bibi Netanyahu video that came out the other day where he's like, well, we don't know when the Messiah is coming back. Could be Thursday, but we don't know. Yeah, now we've had one of these little rabbis that are a Chabad rabbi say that, yeah, their Messiah is coming. They're getting excited, folks. Meanwhile, they're all playing victim on the street. They don't like their country getting bombed. They would bomb the shit out of Gaza. They were laughing. They were selling tickets to ride a boat offshore to watch the bombing of Gaza. They were sitting on hillsides above Gaza watching it getting bombed. On TV, they'd go on TV and say, we're glad that the women, the men, even the children are suffering. They're starving. They don't have any water. Good. None of them deserve life. That's the shit these Israelis say in a language, their Yiddish, which is a fake language, that they think no one can understand. Now, their time is over. It's all or nothing to these people. They're going all in. And by the way, why do these fucking rabbis, why is part of their religious activity, their religious behavior, is this head banging, but at the same time, their little hips thrust forward, right? When they're at the rock wall, they're fucking the rock wall. They're standing at the podium, fucking the podium. Everything it's weird. Everyone has their thing, I know, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like they're dry humping everything that they're talking about. Everything that's important, they're fucking. Weird shit, folks. It's just fucking weird. We got some more great comments here. Thank you, Diving Frog. Yeah, I think they've got no choice. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Okay, let's continue. We got some more good stuff out here. We got Paul and Redis. Redis? Or is that Paula? No, it's Paul Andreas. There we go. Or is it Andreadis? Apologize. Holy shit, you're from Georgetown, California. He says $6.35 for diesel out here in Georgetown, California. 176 years my family's been on this land out here. Holy shit. And I don't want to give it up. Looks like I'm going down with the ship if I have to. Georgetown, my friend, just north of Placerville. I heard of Georgetown, and back in the 90s, I had some business up there with a paving company, some logging companies. There's not many pavers, not many loggers, but the Kelsey Divide is this in fucking amazing gorge you got to get through to get over to Georgetown. And on the other side, there's a huge gorge, I think between it and Auburn. There's this beautiful bridge. Anyways, Georgetown, incredible area. I got some fucking stories about Georgetown. I did business with the school district in Georgetown also. And I would get over there super early in the morning and go to a restaurant downtown as this little cafe. And I go in there and sit down at the counter, and the local ladies would try and set me up with some of the local single girls there. And I was like, I've already got a girl. I appreciate it. They're just wonderful fucking people. I loved everyone in Georgetown. Folks, it is hell and gone from everywhere, yet it's just a few miles as the crow flies. Anyways, dude, Paul, Andrea, you've been there a while, man. 176 years. That means they were there early. Georgetown, gold country also, folks. Coloma, where the original gold was found at Sutter's Mill, is not the same as Sacramento or Sutter Creek or the other Sutters. It's all named after the same Sutter, but Coloma, where they originally found the gold. Let me change that again. I don't believe that the original gold was found in Coloma. I think that's where news of it leaked out. Too many people were like, holy shit, there's gold everywhere. And someone said something. It made it back to Sacramento. It was taken back to the East Coast. Everyone was like, the gold rush, right? Someone opened their fucking mouth and ruined it for the rest of you guys. In any event, thank you, Paul Andreadis. Man, Georgetown. I grew up south of there in Amador County. So you should know it pretty well. But the entire gold country, folks, runs from legitimately from Mariposa County in the south, kind of ending at North Fork or Coarse Gold, heads up Highway 49 all the way north through the foothills of California, and basically ends at Grass Valley, even though they found gold all the way up in Susanville. Basically the gold country where there's a lot of gold ends. And Amador County, where I grew up, was called the Mother Lode, the heart of the Mother Lode, Oro Madre, Gold Mother. Anyways, it's a great place to grow up. That America is gone, though. So I know what you're talking about, going down with the ship, man. You're going to stay there in Georgetown. You're in a good place to fight. You're geographically isolated. You've got moderate weather. It gets a little hot in the summer, a little cold in the winter, but what the fuck? You've got access to a lot of food, and you can protect Georgetown by stopping people from getting there at the bridges at the bottom of the Kelsey Divide and on the other side. Anyways, man, I know the area pretty damn well. Great people, good country. God bless y'all. All right, let's do this. Let's continue here. I tell you. Diving Frog says, John, I see where the University of Arkansas has removed TPUSA from the college. I know that the Turning Point TPUSA is now getting blowback because Erica Kirk has a lot of skeletons, and those bones, like zombies, are clawing their way out of her closet. That overly mascaraed hoe, which some people call her, is a fake crying, sequin wearing, dollar money grubbing widow whore. Awful. And then I think one of her churchy guys, her Judeo-Christian churchy type guys, is being accused of or has been involved in child trafficking and pedophilia. Someone in the comments straightened me out there on how bad that gets. But people have had enough of that shit. It's going by the wayside. And young Republicans, this is where they fucked up. Young Republicans in colleges for years, even before Charlie Kirk. They in fact, I think they were called the Young Republicans. They were just groups of students who have had enough shit from the communist, Antifa, leftist, probably Chosenites, right? They had enough of that shit, right? And so they started forming clubs. Well, interestingly, fascinatingly, and with great foresight, Charlie Kirk started attending meetings and created this organization called TPUSA, Turning Point USA. And he would go to college campuses, set up these institutions of higher learning within a college, which is lower learning, and get people to debate. Now, what was great about this formula, about his recipe for free speech, was it mirrored the ancient colleges of Greece, the great philosophers, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, where they would essentially meet, sometimes publicly, sometimes privately, depending on the government's attitude. Sound familiar? And they would discuss mathematics, history, philosophy, economics, religion, and they would openly discuss them, debate, and people could learn from listening to both sides and decide what made more sense for themselves. That was the ancient university, the ancient philosophers, the ancient thinking man's college. So, in any event, Charlie Kirk was doing just that. He would go, talk, debate, share ideas, listen to both sides, listen to other arguments, and let other students listen and learn. We couldn't have that, could we? So along comes Honey Pot. You know who I'm talking about. Erica. Instantly, and when I say instantly, I mean she instantly fell in love with him, instantly attached herself to him, instantly honeypotted the fuck out of him, and has been trying to steer him and work him and failed. There's a lot more to this Erica Kirk and what the fuck is going on behind the scenes. Do they actually have kids? Do they adopt kids? I haven't seen any pregnant pictures of Erica Kirk. Kind of like I haven't seen any pregnant pictures of Michelle Michael Obama. I tell you. Uman has stepped in, folks. Mr. Uman. He says, it seems they're trying to make the joke Q prediction I made about Trump playing 5,324D chess and doing all of this to destroy Israel, the swamp, and the pedophiles. They're trying to make it play out in the real world. Yet they're still selling this idea that Trump is doing everything they, the bad guys, want, whether it's the deep state or Israel or the European Union or Russians or the Chinese or Satan himself, that he's tricking them by making them play their hands and expose themselves publicly. They're doing that, right? And Trump is going to, at some point, he's going to pull the rug out from under them. He's going to rug pull them and trick them and expose them to the world. The only people Trump has rug pulled is the Americans. I don't believe for a fucking second. I mean, look, we were told by Trump himself and then by Pamela Bondi, Bimbo Bondi, and Cash Pedals and Dan Bongina. We've been told that if they expose the entire Epstein conspiracy, because that's what it really is, not conspiracy theory, an actual conspiracy to use drugs, prostitutes, sex, pedophilia, blackmail, extortion, bribery, rape, whatever they can get politicians to do, they did so they can control them. That is a fucking conspiracy, because it was more than Epstein. It was more than Epstein and Jizzy. It was Mossad. It was Israel. It was the FBI and the CIA. It was Washington, D.C. power brokers, mega bankers conspiring to do all this. And Trump, if he wanted to bring it down, all he's got to do is release the Epstein files and name the names, show their faces, release who they are, their positions of power. And hey, if he's going to destroy the bad guys, isn't that going to bring down the world? Right. So he's not going to do anything. Q is full of shit. QAnon, nonsense, it's bullshit. If Trump was going to do it, he has all the information. He'd have done it. He could have stopped this senseless fucking murder and war in Ukraine by releasing the Epstein files. He could have stopped this Iranian bullshit war with Israel. He could stop all kinds of crap in England and Europe He could end it all. He could expose Chinese infiltrated spies and turncoats and traitors in America because they're all in the same book. Thank you, Mr. Uman. I appreciate that one. I tell you, folks, out in Georgetown, $6.35. The reason for that is it probably takes a full tank of diesel fuel in a semi to get a to get a fucking wagon out there. Anyways, I tell you, Tulsi Gabbard has unleashed an explosive threat assessment in 2026. You know what she's done? She's warning that Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and Pakistan are building nuclear missiles capable of striking the U.S. homeland. What the fuck? Huh? How is this not? I knew this. It took Tulsi Gabbard from really? The Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is telling the whole world finally what I already fucking knew. That Russia and China, it's not that they're not building nuclear missiles capable of hitting us. They already have them. Russia's had them since the fucking 60s, the 1960s. Since before I was born, they have had the ability to hit us with intercontinental nuclear-tipped ballistic fucking missiles. China, the last 20 plus years. Okay, everything is failing. Cue the aliens. I almost forgot about this one. The United States government now owns the website aliens.org. Aliens.org, I think, is going to be a new website. They want to reveal the aliens to us. Oh, it's coming, folks. It's coming. They're going to do it no matter what. They're going to try and scare us with a bunch of little green fuckers. Just wow. Yeah, okay. So North Korea has a nuclear weapon. North Korea has missile potential. Isn't North Korea a bigger threat than Iran that doesn't have a nuclear weapon? Why didn't we go attack North Korea? Because they actually have nuclear weapons that could hit our second greatest ally, Japan. We'll probably end up with a board of aliens from Trump at some point. Don't worry, he'll preside over it, you know, the same way he presides over the board of peace. Thank you, courageous cat. Courageous cat. I tell you. Yeah, well, here we go. News travels slow to Hawaii. Tulsi Gabbard is from Hawaii, and she's finally learned about all of this. All right, how is this new? Russia and China have had ICBMs for decades. The more the United States fucks up serving the more the United States fucks up serving Israel's interests, the more the rest of the world is going to resent and target our country, the United States of America, because the United States government, the U.S. government, is not the United States of America. The United States government, the U.S. government, is Washington, D.C. It's a separate jurisdiction from the United States of America, folks. It's a separate jurisdiction. See the problem yet? Crazy. I see and know who the problem is. I want to thank Mr. Skylight also for scaring the living shit out of me. Lots of you guys sending private messages. Yeah. Don't worry. The real problem is Tucker Carlson. The real problem is Megyn Kelly. The real problem is you for paying your taxes and noticing what Israel is doing. Good golly, folks. Chance favors the prepared mind. Get your food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, your backup electric, your communications, equipment and gear, radios, CBs, walkie-talkies, shortwave, ham radio. Get what you need. Thepreparedmind.club is a great place to start your shopping and figure out what the fuck you're missing and get it, because if they pull the plug on us, it's over. It's over. Trump has been owned since day one. Do a few things right and a bunch more wrong. Well, it kind of feels like what it feels like. Thank you all, one and all. God bless America. Semper Fi.